Yeah, you're saying this correctly. The Elitist is back. Now, some of you probably watched the videos, the Vince McMahon one, the CM Punk pipe bomb video, the Babyfaces video. Some of you might not have been aware that I've been away, like on vacation for the last 8 days, but nevertheless, I'm back now for regular, consistent daily content. I already recorded this massive hour-long Elitist Effect video literally just then. Like, I was recording that during Raw, so yeah, I missed a bit of this show, but in reality, I watched back what I missed. I missed absolutely stuff or nothing, because, I mean, this show, it's Monday Night Raw, it's 3 hours. Monday Night Raw, it's Raw, well, obviously, but basically what the show is, it's 3 hours. Do they really progress a lot? Not really. Like, they do some stuff which could be interesting. Like, the main event with this show was Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt, which I'm sure if you're watching this video and you didn't watch Raw, or you had no clue what happened on Raw, or you're just so out of the loop, you're probably thinking, wait, Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt, why are they doing that on Raw? Isn't that what they're building towards the pay-per-view? Well, WWE, the geniuses in the creative team, thought to do Randy Orton versus Funhouse Bray. So, I guess that's what we got. Now, this match was, I'd say, overly predictable. I think we all knew what would happen here. Basically, they wrestle each other for a little bit, go to commercial, come back, exchange some signature moves, Fiend effects hit over the arena, we get like the lights going out, the sound of like crashing, and then, Randy Orton's looking all like, oh, where's the Fiend, where's the Fiend? And then lights come back on, and then literally Randy Orton is lying on the Fiend. So Bray Wyatt did a quick change from Mr. Rogers, he took off his jumper, and then he took off his like pants or whatever, I guess. I don't know. I don't know exactly what they did like behind the scenes, but basically Randy Orton was lying on the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, and then that was literally the show. And then the Fiend mandible clawed Orton, and that was how Raw went off the air. So that's like the big talking point of tonight's show. The Fiend does a mandible claw on Randy Orton. Literally the exact same thing as they did 2 weeks ago. Like, I missed last week's Raw, and I've missed legitimately nothing. Dead set. I missed last week's show altogether. All I knew about last week's show coming into this one was that AJ Styles won the triple threat last week, and that AJ Styles will face Drew McIntyre in a TLC match at TLC. So that's all I knew happened last week, and lo and behold, I missed literally nothing. They do a rinse and repeat rerun finish for this week. It is what it is. That's an expression I used to use a lot. I'm going to use it here. It's just WWE getting through this December Raw show. We've got to remember, one thing I'm going to talk about a little bit in tomorrow's Elitist Effect, but not too much. I'll make the point here. We've got to remember, at the end of the day, right now we're in December. Now, it doesn't really feel like it, considering we just had the most newsworthy, interesting pro wrestling week in recent memory, with Sting debuting in AEW, Kenny Omega winning the AEW World Championship, and then him and Don Callis announcing this AEW and Impact Wrestling partnership. We had NXT TakeOver War Games. We had more build towards TLC. We had Pat Patterson, unfortunately, passing away. We had the WCW reboot and the nonsense to do with that. Like, there's plenty going on. So, WWE, I guess, can kind of be forgiven for giving us dead Raws like this. And at the same time, it is December, so you kind of expect Raw shows like this. This show was just there. Like, I'm going to be straight up. This show was there. If you missed it, you didn't miss anything. Like, this show was legitimately the same thing as the show 2 weeks ago. Like, if you had to pick which show came after which, you couldn't really pick. Like, they're basically the same show. The Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt thing was literally the same. Alexa Bliss made an appearance at, like, the Funhouse. So at, like, the start of the show, they did, like, a Funhouse segment where Bray Wyatt and, like, Alexa Bliss were... Funhouse segment's hard to describe. Basically, it was a good Funhouse thing, and then Orton was, like, calling out Bray Wyatt for a match later in the night, and Bray Wyatt accepted, and then they did what I described to you just before. So, that was the stuff they did with that. As for this whole Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, John Morrison, Miz, AJ Styles, WWE title. So, essentially what they did, this was, like, the other thing on the show. They did this, like, Miz TV segment, or the dirt sheet, whatever it was, it doesn't bloody matter. They did one of these segments, and they have Drew McIntyre, the WWE champion, make his entrance, and they're doing this whole thing with their 2-on-3 handicap match, where Sheamus and McIntyre are taking on Styles, Miz, and Morrison. So we get a dirt sheet segment where literally all the segment was there for was to stir the pot, kill 20 minutes, and try and build up this 2-on-3 handicap match. So they do the segment. Literally nothing comes of it. It's pretty much Miz and Morrison trying to create dissension with Sheamus and McIntyre. Miz, Morrison, and Styles trying to cause beef, trying to stir the pot. McIntyre and Sheamus saying that they're on the same page. They're getting along well together. They have this connection to each other because of, the European bloodline and whatnot. All this kind of stuff. This leads to the handicap match. Handicap match was whatever, really. But they did the ending where, fairly predictably, Sheamus goes to bro kick Morrison. Morrison ducks. And then, wouldn't you know it, Sheamus bro kicks McIntyre. Hey, wouldn't have seen that one coming. God, never would have seen that one coming. So McIntyre goes down. He's on the outside of the ring. Sheamus does the whole, oh my God, I didn't mean to do that. And then Styles proceeds a phenomenal forearm in 1, 2, 3. So Styles gets another win en route to the TLC match. Apparently Styles hasn't lost since moving to Raw, which at first I was like, oh my God, that's actually really good. And then I remembered Styles has been on Raw for 5 weeks. So not the most impressive, but it sounds decent nevertheless. They built Styles up reasonably well. So yeah, should be good. And I mean, that was really all you need to know about Monday Night Raw, because outside of that, genuinely nothing is worth talking about in this show. We had, I'm going to recite what we got. We got Ricochet teaming with Dana Brooke against Retribution's Ali and is Reckoning? Is that who it is? I don't even care. I don't really care. I didn't even watch this. I saw the backstage segment where Riddle, how dare I say Matt. Riddle came over with a box of bro nuts. You heard me correctly. I didn't stutter. Matt Riddle came over carrying bro nuts. Not donuts, bro nuts. So he comes over carrying his bro nuts. He's holding the bro nuts. Okay, Riddle's holding the bro nuts. Then he comes over. God, that sounded sus. Riddle's holding. What is this review, dude? This is Monday Night. This is what Raw is doing to me. So Riddle comes over, tries to give Ricochet the bro nuts. Ricochet just doesn't accept them. And then some interviewer, Sarah Schreiber, I think it was, comes over, goes, Ricochet, after the events of last week, do you feel like strength in numbers with Retribution is going to beat you in this upcoming mixed tag team match? And Ricochet goes, Sarah, I don't think strength in numbers is going to be enough to beat myself or Dana. So that was Ricochet's promo. The match itself, I didn't even watch it. I don't care. So we got that. We got some stuff where Shayna Baszler took on Asuka. Yay. And there was more shenanigans with Nia Jax and Lana. Then they announced that Nia Jax and Lana will fight each other next week. So we got this amazing backstage segment where Lana's like, oh my God, I can't beat Nia Jax. Asuka, I can't beat Nia Jax. And Asuka's like screaming at her and getting her all amped up. And then Lana's like, I can't beat Nia Jax. I can't beat Nia Jax. I can't beat Nia Jax. And then Nia Jax is right there. So comedy. And that was legit the show. I'm just going to get out of here. I can't be bothered. Tune into tomorrow's Latest Effect. That video is phenomenal. So yeah, like, comment, sub, no drill. See ya.